main objective is to give you fans the best tag team division in the world.
The Young Bucks versus Lucha Bros is definitely one of our greatest rivalries ever. You can just feel it. Like when we're in the ring with these guys, it's just unique, it's special.
What about in Chicago, Illinois? All out ladder match. En la escalera de la muerte.
We were always the guys who brought the ladders into the ring. And for me, it's like, who do these guys think they are? They think they're taking our spot? We've been doing this long enough. It's like, no, this is still ours.
We feel like we've been the best tag team for the last 5 to 10 years, so we're not gonna give it up, and we're not gonna give it up easily.
Caught up in the pieces, looking for a reason. Who's gonna be there to make me whole? Buckets of the bleeding, looking for a meaning. Throw me a line and bring me back home. Won't you say something, I came to this alone. Caught up in the pieces, looking for a reason. Throw me a line and bring me back home.
Escalera de la muerte. ¿Y saben por qué? Porque nosotros somos los Lucha Brothers y tenemos cero miedo.
So far, it's all kind of culminating into the Escalera de la Muerte ladder match that we're about to have.
And whoever wins this one could declare that they're the best tag team in the world.
Lucha Bros, we'll see if your whole catchphrase thing is the truth when you're standing at the top of a 12-foot ladder in the middle of the ring and you're staring down. Are you really fearless? Is it Zeo Miedo? Or is it Zeo Huevos?
I got big balls. Do you?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, as I mentioned in my long career, I've had the privilege of calling some amazing ladder matches. And with some of the greatest stars in history. There's not two better tag teams I've ever seen in a ladder match than these two.
The reigning, defending AAA World Tag Team Champions, the Lucha Bros, Phoenix, Pentagon Jr., Cero Miedo.
Some would make the case that they're the best tag team in the world. And gosh darn it, gentlemen, they might be right. They put on quality match after quality match. This talent is something that you don't see every day.
This is Escalera de la Muerte for the AAA World Tag Team Championship. Introducing first, from Mexico City, Mexico, at a combined weight of 383 pounds, they are the current AAA World Tag Team Champions, Pentagon Jr., Phoenix, the Lucha Brothers.
Oh, Justin loves to roll those R's, baby. He's an R-rolling son of a gun.
Puerto Rican, I'm quite proud of him. That was very well done.
The title's high above the ring. A 12-foot ladder is what it's going to take to pull them down.
That's about as high as I can recall.
Introducing the challengers from Rancho Cucamonga, California, at a combined weight at 390 pounds, Nick and Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks.
Well, the Bucks wearing those calaveras to the ring, almost in mocking fashion of the Lucha Brothers. And the way they style themselves to the ring. And the Young Bucks Actually, those are the young pesos are raining down
Quick, JR,
here
grab
in
one.
the arena. And I can verify that they are young pesos. Connection inside marketing.
Remember, folks, this match is so simple to understand. The first team that climbs the ladder possesses the titles, plural, wins the match. So the winner of the match will leave as a champion. That's pretty damn simple.
Some of the greatest matches in the history of professional wrestling came from this stipulation, the ladder match. And I certainly suspect that we are about to see another incredible bout between these two teams who have met each other so many times. Want to talk about two teams that know each other? Ain't none better than the Young Bucks and the Lucha Brothers.
They've met 5 times in the year 2019. The Bucks with a 3-2 edge. And now things getting underway before the action becomes too intense. I'd like to thank I Prevail providing the music for that video package and the opening of All Out here in Chicago. I think that's the only time we'll have to catch our breath before this match concludes.
Tension is hot. You can feel it, you know, it's just there.
Oh,
No translation required.
I think that was a steel second signal. Or take the strike. The mind games continue, but not for long, folks.
Oh!
Wow, that was first one. Here we go.
Now the Young Bucks gaining the upper hand of this particular piece of business.
There'll be a lot of suddenness in this tag team contest. You're going to see things, folks, you just will not believe of the athleticism of these men.
Pentagon was looking to put away Nick Jackson very early on. Oh, look at this. They're looking to finish it right away. Pentagon, though, sweeping out the leg of Nick.
Nick Jackson's stymied in his attempt to springboard off the ropes.
They're looking for that Indie Taker, but to no avail. As I mentioned, this is the 6th meeting this year for these teams. They know each other extremely well. And now powerbomb center of the ring.
Running powerbomb with a great deal of authority.
Oh, and Pentagon Jr. Oh, gets it right in the perineum.
And nobody likes to get struck in the perineum.
as we like to say in Spanish, that was right in the culo, okay? Right there. Oh, man.
Oh, ladder thrown into the faces of the charging Lucha Brothers.
That's a smart way to use the ladder, I can tell you that. Especially when he taps somebody's skull with it.
Golden Boy, I'd be hard-pressed to determine who are the fan favorites here in Chicago.
I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you. I mean, look at the crowd here. Everyone, oh!
Nice teamwork.
Because of feats of incredible athleticism like that, that's why the Young Bucks have won the hearts of so many people around the world. But the Lucha Brothers, more than capable of doing the same thing.
These teams are greatly respected by the fans.
Oh, the power bomb enziguri combination, seen it so many times.
Could do it.
Nothing to do to prevent it, and now
So you want to incapacitate.
the catapult into the Gamengiri.
Oh, no.
And the diving footstool across the knee, taking a page out of Super Dragon's playbook.
Remember, there are no pinfalls. There are no countouts. As far as I know, there are no disqualifications.
This match will only end when those titles are removed from above the ring, but the Young Bucks went to pose on the ladder, but the Lucha Brothers caught him with some super kicks. Now Pentagon springing up to the ladder, diving off of the crossbody.
That leaves Phoenix alone.
Ray
with his own
Phoenix.
devices.
No.
What are you gonna do, Ray Phoenix?
Up and over the ladder, landing Ray Phoenix, amazing athleticism. Now, folks, it's no surprise. We're not going to harp on it, but we know these two teams, as great as they are, will take chances just like this over and time again. Somewhere it's going to burn you in the backside, and sometimes it's going to win you a title.
JR, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that what we just saw there will be considered relatively tame by the end of this match. As impressive as it was, Ray Phoenix could take to the skies like none other. But these are two teams, I think 4 men with basically a death wish.
Well, let's hope.
Yeah, we want to see them continue to wrestle for years and years and years, but with the way that these two constantly fight against each other, it makes me wonder. They have it out for one another.
These are the type of matches that shorten careers.
Yeah, they do. Oh! Ask anybody that's been in a bunch of them. They'll all tell you the same thing. And some of the greatest stars I've known in wrestling didn't ever want to be in a ladder match, ever. It's just, as you said, Excalibur, it's a career shortener.
Ray Phoenix setting up that ladder square, center of the ring, right underneath those titles.
You don't go to wrestling school to learn how to climb a ladder. If you're being taught that in wrestling school, you're in the wrong school. And now look at the Bucks right back in the fray. They don't stay dormant long.
And now look at this, the Lucha Brothers immediately.
Here.
Immediately springing up to the ladders, going for those titles.
The AAA tag titles very coveted. They've been around for decades.
Look at this. Phoenix and Nick Jackson.
Nick Jackson.
Springing to the ladder.
Jackson Gazelle-like.
And now the older brothers. Just squaring off, teeing off on one another. On those ladders. Oh! Rolling cutters, taking down both the elder brothers.
Consider that at that moment, they both went for the same exact maneuver. That just shows how closely matched these two teams are.
Blistering chop there from Ray Phoenix. Nick Jackson to the outside. Bandera up and over the top. Now both men on the apron. Elbow strikes traded. Oh, double pump kick. Both men rattled.
Teetering on the apron. Oh, and this ladder match. Wait a minute, what's going on here?
Oh, double spears through double tables.
They just looked at each other and were in agreement that they were going to do this. No, Excalibur, I will not translate that for you.
Beating to the punch. And look at Ray Phoenix. That look of sheer pain written on his face. You can see it through the mask. I don't think you'd even need to see his face to know what dire straits he's in right now.
Ladder's being moved around, maneuvered around, if you will.
Ooh, right hand.
Yeah, good right hands by our older brother, Matt Jackson.
On the older brother, Pentagon Jr.
Yeah.
Oh! Catch him right.
That'll put a Charlie horse in your quadricep. The old four-headed thigh muscle.
Oh! Maybe that one will do it.
That'll certainly encourage the swelling.
And it will cause Matt a great deal of pain to put any weight on that left leg, to be able to spring off that left leg, to put any pressure.
I gotta suspect that left leg's gonna be black and blue tomorrow.
Irish whip reverse.
Oh, look at
Pentagon ducked out of the way.
Oh my God! Amazing! The amazing Nick Jackson.
But then Ray Phoenix caught Northern Lights suplex. Matt goes over the top. Not as seamless as you'd like. I have to imagine that's the pressure on that left leg, but still, locomotion, Northern Lights suplexes. And now,
one more for good measure. Into the steel ladder. Spine first. Into the steels, what you got there. And the Lucha Brothers are in a bad way with their tag titles on the line.
We are still trending worldwide. Hashtag AEW All Out. And how could we not be after the night of action we've seen, and it's not even over yet. Now Pentagon laid
across
out
that
on
ladder.
that ladder. Oh, just that up kick, catching Matt on the side of the head, knocking him back, and now Rey Fenix springs up.
Look at that.
Hook and roll!
Springboard Hurricane Rana, nothing but perfect timing, execution in the damnedest of ways, in the damnedest of places.
The back of the legs.
The back of the legs, the tailbone, the lower back, all colliding with that ladder.
Just already, it feels like these two teams, time and time again, you think, oh man, you think that one of them has figured the other one out, and then somehow, some way, they find a way to counter it. It's just ridiculous what they managed to do.
Now Rey Fenix
Balance, great balance. Look at this.
off the ladder into the Hurricane Rana.
Oh, and the super kick to follow.
The exclamation point, and now Pentagon Mars coming off with the cross body.
Man, these cats, the Lucha Brothers, can use those ropes springboarding about as good as I've ever seen anybody do it. And yes, ma'am, I can't believe it either.
I think of that, using the ropes, but then using the ladders, making them that much more dangerous, JR.
Yeah, you're right, man. And I love the fact that these guys are throwing the old proverbial caution to the wind. Use a dated cliche. And they could care less. This is all about winning and getting those belts and leaving with it. The AAA Tag Team Championship means so much globally. Been around a long time. So the great teams in wrestling have held the AAA title. And that's what's at stake here. That's what's hanging above the ring. It's got to use a 12-foot ladder to get to.
And that is the taller of the ladders that they are bringing to the ring. All 12 feet of it being propped up directly underneath those titles.
Because we needed to go any higher.
I like the fact that the ladders are black and gold. Oh! AEW color.
Thrust kick. Nick Jackson with Rey Fenix. Excuse me, Matt Jackson. Gorilla press, drops him, tries it with a spear.
Nice spear.
On Pentagon.
That showed the insides of Nick Jackson, or excuse me, of Matt Jackson, as Nick Jackson is trying to struggle to find his balance, position the ladder, and then climb it.
Now Nick gracefully over the top. Beautiful kick to the face. Phoenix driven face first, head first.
Yeah.
And now Nick Jackson landing on his feet, taking out Pentagon Jr.
Climb.
And Matt, you hear him right there ordering Nick, climb.
Well, there's one way to climb. You can just jump right on top of that ladder.
Trying to take a shortcut.
Oh, no.
Oh, no! Spectacular offense. Risk-taking. Amazing agility and courage.
The adjustments as well, JR. That's what's most impressive here. At that moment in time, it looked like he was going to go right onto the rope, but instead he course corrects and finds Pentagon right outside.
That improvisation, and now Rey Fenix twisting around. Arihara moonsault springboard off that top, crashing down. And
Great
now
elevation. Now climb the ladder. Yeah, make yourself famous if you want to.
Matt
So close.
Jackson with the path to victory. He and Pentagon squaring off. Top of the ladder. Oh, just starching with that right hand. And now, sling blade! He came around the ladder to catch Matt with a sling blade off the 6th rung.
And it's like he just buried his head and neck right into the mat.
Yeah, anybody's ball game. Anybody's ball game. The belts are still hanging high above the ring.
And the crowd on their feet. The respect for these two teams, the Young Bucks and the Lucha Brothers. They've done this all over the world, but man, hear it all out there bringing it.
This sellout crowd sold out in a matter of minutes here in Chicago. We love their AEW, and we appreciate those sentiments.
Pentagon was setting the stage for, I'm sure, disaster in mind. Oh, and they're now going after that left leg of Nick Jackson.
Trying to knot up the quadricep, reduce the mobility of one of the greatest high flyers that I've ever seen in Nick Jackson.
Pentagon. Oh, my God!
Through the ladder.
didn't touch the ladder. That's amazing.
And now Phoenix and Matt Jackson
Exchanging.
fighting over the ladder, exchanging hard right hands to the crown of the head. Rey Phoenix over the top into the destroyer. Unbelievable!
And this crowd is eating this up. It's like good barbecue sauce, Golden Boy. You can't get enough of it.
That's right, JR. Sauce it.
And now, here's the mustard for the barbecue, the table. Mustard for the barbecue. Yeah, man. You don't know about that? Nice spicy mustard?
They have that in the Carolinas. We're going to be in Charlotte not too long. I'll get you guys some Carolina barbecue.
All right.
Mustard sauce.
It's on sale this Friday. As the table being set up.
These guys are really DIYers, aren't they? You do it yourself. They smooth their furniture. They got a ladder in there now.
They are building a literal Tower of Doom.
Good Lord, hadn't heard that one. Tower of Doom.
And now Rey Phoenix
Well, I think here comes the doom part.
headed up to the top.
Look at the height of that ladder. And
Matt Jackson, though.
peppering the face of those right hands.
Oh, he's thinking superplex. Pentagon.
Whoa, you gotta be kidding.
Pentagon needs to intervene on behalf of his brother. And there he goes, climbing up. Now Pentagon.
Oh,
What are you doing?
the Madman.
For the love of God, I can't believe what we're seeing. Oh my God. And holy, yeah. Boom. I'm not so sure that was the table cracking and popping or somebody's body.
Could have been both.
Oh, amazing.
Never. Never in my 19 and a half years in professional wrestling have I seen anything quite like that. And JR, I'd wager neither have you.
No, absolutely not. That's spectacular. Extraordinary. Sure is, folks. Let them hear it.
And you have to think about the impact on the spine, how that jarred the spine and the tailbone of Pentagon Jr. as he came down through that table.
You see the
Oh, look at this, Nick and Phoenix locking eyes with the older brothers laying prone on the table.
They're just yelling at each other.
yeah. Now it's not the time to negotiate.
I think they're daring one another.
Look at the height.
And they're standing.
That's their blood on the table. That's their familia, their family.
Oh! Big splashes, death-defying splashes, blank looks on faces, type of huge splash off those ladders. Look at this. Look at this, folks. Watch this. I don't know how the hell you learn how to do that. You just let her roll. Apologize later. My God. My God, folks. Can you believe what we're seeing? Can you believe what we have seen and it isn't over?
What is the table counter in this match? What is the tally? Because we've gone through so much hardware. About to put a Home Depot out of business.
Now Nick Jackson positioning yet another table at the foot of the entrance ramp.
Yeah, but he's not alone out there moving
Rey
things
Phoenix.
around. Rey Phoenix.
I think he was trying to bring that ladder around, got caught on the ring post, and now, DDT!
A jumping DDT throughout the second turnbuckle area. Found its mark, as we've seen. And man, Nick has got a plan. I don't know what it is. He's damn sure got a plan. And we're seeing it unfold.
He's setting up a pair of tables. The foot of the ramp. with nothing but ill intentions in mind.
Nothing about this will end well for either party involved if they go
But
through
look
those
at Phoenix.
two tables.
Phoenix taking advantage, trying to make the climb.
Smart move by Ray Phoenix.
He's so exhausted, though. Just gas. Look at him.
Nick Jackson in to
Oh, no.
intervene, and look out.
Whew.
There's a couple of tables waiting for somebody.
Phoenix
Bob
felt it
Zeppelin.
coming. Oh, super kick. Phoenix felt it coming. Oh, but
Man,
Knocked the snot out of him there.
Matt Jackson went downtown on that one.
desperation moves. Both teams digging deep.
Battered bodies, tired souls. Who's going to climb the ladder first and become the champion of AAA's tag team division?
Sweep of the leg. Nick steps through, looking for the sharpshooter. He's got Pentagon. He's got Pentagon down, but Pentagon grabbing the boot of Matt Jackson to prevent him from climbing. Now placing.
That's one way to do it.
He's captured in the ladder. Now the crossface sharpshooter combination.
And remember, no submissions, but keep your
Oh, look
eye
at
on
Phoenix. Phoenix spotted the opportunity.
Keep your eye on Phoenix.
Big right hands, those haymakers. And now Phoenix face first into the top of that ladder.
That was a sickening thud right on the face of the ladder.
Oh, no.
You can go for the titles or you go for the moment.
I'm going for the titles.
Go for the titles, Nick. Climb,
I agree.
Climb. Boom.
Too much time wasted, but he's right there.
The super kick to Matt Jackson actually meant Phoenix got tombstoned.
What's going to happen here? Nick Jackson touching the titles.
He's so close.
That was just sickening. Just sickening.
Nick, hoisted by his own petard, he set up those tables.
And the rope caught his leg.
His ankles caught on the ropes. He ended up going head first through those tables.
He did not clear the top rope. Therefore, we saw another crash and burn scenario, which opens the door now for the Lucha Brothers, or at least it did for a second. Look how quickly we get two more men.
And Matt immediately trying to end this match. He knows his brother Nick is eliminated. This is going to be a handicap match from here on out.
He's got the hand on the title. He's got his hand on the belt.
Man, Nick Jackson kind of melting down that ladder.
Whoa! He went for the mask!
Uncalled for.
Talk about desperation move! Phoenix!
Super kick in the midair.
Springing
The
in!
Bucks are going to win it here.
Oh, God!
This cannot go on. This cannot go on this way. I hope the doctors, the EMTs, everybody in the world is standing by, because this is damn sure ugly.
Cameraman, cut away, please. We don't need to see Pentagon. We need to keep on the action. We need to keep on Ray Phoenix. That is one of the great Lucha Libre traditions. The demasking is perhaps the most vile thing you could do to a luchador enmascarado.
Man, Matt Jackson's helpless.
Well, the gloves are off now. I mean, they were off before, but they're definitely off right now.
What are these cats thinking now?
They're thinking package.
They're thinking zero fear. Good night.
The ladder is a weapon. And yes, the belts, the titles, the straps, if you will, are swinging helplessly, harmlessly above the ring. But it's going to take you a 12-foot ladder to climb and get you some.
And the Young Bucks, nowhere to be found. Nick went right through those tables. Matt, right to the head in that ladder. This is it, gentlemen. It's a wide open opportunity for the Lucha Brothers.
And they are making the climb.
They're battered, they're bruised, they're hurting, they're sore. They're trying to climb. They have climbed. They're touching the belts. And the Lucha Brothers have retained the AAA Tag Team titles in one hell of a ladder match against the amazing Young Bucks.
The winners of this match and still AAA World Tag Team Champions, the Lucha Brothers.
Not it. Wait a minute.
Some masked figures.
Now what's going on? You guys got a clue?
Nothing. Absolutely no clue. At least with the Dark Order I could recognize. Oh, look at this! The Lucha Bros shoved off the ladder.
And assaulted. These two men are assaulting the Lucha Brothers, who just retained their tag titles in this hellacious ladder match.
Those Johnny Utah-esque presidential faces.
And we still don't know, like, what's going on?
Well, right now what's going on is it looks like Nick Jackson is going to be another victim. Another victim in this high-stakes game of chance and survival.
Oh, no. Nick Jackson unable to defend himself. Oh! Flipping neckbreaker powerbomb combination.
All right, let's try to intervene here, Rest. Do something.
Lucha Brothers and Young Bucks have been through a war.
And the masked figures standing over. Santana and Ortiz! The Boricuas have arrived!
Wow.
Los Puertorriqueños in all elite wrestling.
I cannot believe it.
And what a statement they have just made.
Santana and Ortiz have just decimated the amazing Young Bucks who went through hell just moments ago, and the Lucha Brothers for that matter.
There's the flag of Puerto Rico right there.
Wow. What a startling turn of events.
I would like to say, as a fellow Puerto Rican, that I'm excited to see this, but at the same time, after what the Lucha Brothers and the Young Bucks went through, man.
They picked their shot and they picked it perfectly.
Disrespectfully, physically, intensely, Santana and Ortiz have burst on the scene.
And here's some of the highlights of the action. You could pretty much run this entire match again and it would just be one major highlight.
I don't know what the over-under is and how many tables were broken. It had to be in double digits. Look at that. God almighty. That's just hideous.
But the inventive way that both teams were able to use the ladders to increase their leverage. There we see Nick just coming off the top rope, as does Rey Fénix. And that sling blade,
devastating.
Very nearly ended the night for Matt Jackson.
I do want to get that over-under on what the table breakage was like tonight, because I feel like every table under that ring, every table that was presented was used to full effect, Excalibur.
You said it, this match, just a non-stop highlight reel.
That was the final moment right there. That package pile driver right onto Matt Jackson. That opened up the lane and allowed the Lucha Brothers to be victorious and once again hold their AAA World Tag Team Champion.
And there we see Santana and Ortiz making their presence felt here in All Elite Wrestling.
If you thought that AEW's tag team division was stacked, well, boy, you got another thing coming now that those two are here at AEW.
It certainly makes the tag team tournament more interesting. I can tell you that. coming when we make our debut October 2nd on TNT. The great tag teams are converging on AEW, no doubt about that. Ladies and gentlemen, we love this pay-per-view action, the greatest fans, the biggest matches, and we've got a great one coming up on Saturday, November the 9th. AEW Full Gear in Baltimore at the Royal Farms Arena, ladies and gentlemen. What do you know about that one, big boy?
I know that is going to be an unforgettable night. If this is anything like Full Gear coming up on November 9th, tickets will go, or ticket information will be put out later this week on all of AEW's social media channels. Stay tuned to that. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Don't miss it. You want to be in Baltimore on November 9th for Full Gear.
Royal Farms Arena, one of the great wrestling cities in North America, in Baltimore. I may have me a little crab cake and Jimmy Seafood, by the way, just so you boys know.
On Saturday, November 9th,
What an atmosphere! What a crowd here tonight!
we will fight for something or fall